So we broke ground on this narrow piece of land. It was previously unbuildable, but in a twist of fate, the setback regulations changed to 4 foot. Thanks to the ADU housing needs prompting new zoning regulations, we started grading for this 1,200 square foot ADU plus 1,000 square foot 3-car garage on 2 permits combined into one build. We delivered the lumber earlier than we wanted as the prices were skyrocketing and had gone up 30% in just a 3-month period. The early lumber drop took up a lot of needed space, but we were able to work around it. The underground plumbing passed inspection. We compacted the trenches, installed our 10 mil vapor barrier, 4 inches of D&G base, and then rebar. We passed the foundation inspection. Next, we poured concrete. We ordered 3,000 PSI concrete for extra strength. The finisher screeded, floated, and hand finished the concrete, and it turned out great. The framer started raising walls, starting with the garage, then the rest of the house. The framing went up fast. I like the outside fascia profile detail. Next, we started our interior trades, plumbing, electric, and HVAC. I managed the process and often sent notes to the vendors via pictures and videos with text. The windows and doors got installed next. Then we installed flat hardy panel to cover all the open eaves. The roofers installed the shingles next using GAF's Cool Roof. Then the Class A contractor got in there with their excavator and dug out the street for the city to connect a new gas meter. There's the gas line to connect to, which will run all the way over there to that 2-inch main. Continued sending out details to vendors and pointing out areas that needed attention. The drywall arrived and we called in for shear and hardware inspection.
El metal.
Frente de...
Ajá.
Okay.
¿Quieres mirar?
Yeah.
Okay.
Vamos a mirar ahorita.
Okay.
Okay, let's look at the front door and see how we want to do that metal. We'll come back to it. The stucco crew proceeded with paper and lath and it went well. The painter painted under the eaves next. We finalized details with the plumbing and electric and called in for combo inspection. Inspector saying, Mr. Plumber,
Bat wing
that
on the plates.
these need to be something called bat wings, not just a plate where the gas is.
That
So the
is-
whole idea is if they miss this and they go here,
Yeah.
there's still
That's why you have-
there's
the code
still
says-
that
yeah.
extra bit
For
underneath
protection.
there.
Yes.
Okay.
4 inches.
The inspector called out a few items that we addressed. Next, we had our hot mop for the showers water tested and inspected. The lath and drywall got completed and the long-awaited exterior doors got installed. I went through the interior prior to drywall and took pictures of everything, documenting all the plumbing, electric, HVAC, and everything inside the walls prior to covering them. I sprayed a termite and mold treatment at the base of the entire building. Hey, give that.
Mine on it.
Okay, that.
Don't drop it, okay?
Okay,
Don't drop it.
I won't drop it.
I think she's gonna start have her guy start putting a trim up tomorrow.
Okay, he wants to give you that can.
Here you go. Well, thank you.
We installed the scratch coat next. The interior drywall also got installed and inspected. The scratch coat install went well and we were ready to move on to the brown coat as well as the interior painting. We also prepared around the windows and doors for the exterior trim which will be installed later. We painted the interior walls, cabinets got installed as well as a tile in the bathrooms. Our plumber installed finish fixtures. The electrician started the process of installing switches and plugs. We added a cedar base trim around all the windows and doors as a nailing base for the finish trim to avoid fracturing the stucco. I used old fence board that I had saved. This whole project, this ADU is quite a large ADU. Front door. This will all be concrete down here. 1,200 square foot is the maximum size of ADU that can be done. However, we added 3-car garage to that 1,200 square foot. So this thing now is almost 2,200 square feet now, 990 square feet of garage added. And as a matter of fact, this project is on 2 permits. We have the garage permit, so this is actually the garage, separate permit. And then the ADU, which starts right there, is a second permit. Up here we have those nice high bay windows for the kitchen. She wanted everything extra tall. The tops of these cabinets are gonna be almost 38 inches in height. And here, you see the tile guys have almost completed their tile work. This will be the master bedroom. Going into the master bath, putting in the vanities, and completing the tower in here. Going through the rest of the house, we have the hallway, we have bedroom 1, we have the guest powder half bath, the hall bath, and then bedroom 2. There's a nice good sized pantry with a pocket door. Like the windows above the cabinets. That's a nice feature. And she has yet to determine what she's gonna do on this fireplace. What I wanted to show you is this undercoat here. Okay? This undercoat that you see here is a mesh and a fiberglass reinforced anti-fracture coat. You see how he's working it with that special trowel, actually made of plastic. And this is the first coat, and then they do one final coat over all of this. The nice thing about this synthetic stucco is it's really easy to wash. It lasts, it's very durable. Can you tell me about that undercoat, Dante?
We use level leg and CIV from the first coat.
Oh, okay, so it's called Level X.
Yeah,
Level X mesh coat, right?
Yeah, well, CIV.
What kind of base?
CIV.
CI base?
Yeah.
So CI base with a Level X mesh coat. The client picked a custom color, and they actually make it at the factory. So any Sherwin-Williams color that a client may pick can be made at the La Abra factory. Really like the Level X and mesh, that is that base coat. You can actually see the mesh underneath there. That really makes for a really good stucco job. Anti-fracture is huge in doing stucco. The stucco went well, except the tape residue that we had to scrub off the trim. Next, we prepared for the long-awaited exterior flatwork concrete. We poured the concrete and porch steps and added a top cast retarder. The pour went well. The next day, we power washed off the top cast retarder to reveal the nice looking top cast concrete. We then dug out the bioretention basin to 42 inches deep. We finished installing exterior light fixtures. We added the first layers of gravel to the bio basin and sent in pictures to the inspector. If you ever have to paint a piece of trim and you're trying to get that perfect line and it looks like this, where it's all squiggly, you gotta see this trick. Place a piece of tape against the surface. Then take the caulking gun and smooth that out between the trim and your painter's tape.
You take your caulking, run a small bead, let it dry for 5 minutes, paint it with your color paint. That's a magic trick.
While the paint is still wet, peel that tape off. You have a perfectly clean paint line. So if you don't use the tape method and caulking, this is what you're faced with. A jagged line, and this is what our first painters did. And they really struggled getting that cut in by hand or even just using tape. Tape alone will bleed over. So the trick is, guys, is don't just use tape. You place your tape against there and then you run a caulking over that tape. Let it dry for 5 minutes and then paint over that caulking and tape, and you're left with this beautiful line after you pull the tape while the paint is still wet. Don't wait for that to dry. Pull that while it's still wet. Be careful as you pull it, and you're left with this beautiful straight paint line against a rougher surface. SDG&E had us move the power line conduits from the original location that they had specified. That delayed the meter install. Meanwhile, we finished the bio basin, which turned out well. The plants are drought tolerant with long roots as is required. It was really nice to finally get power to the ADU and see all the exterior lights on. This ADU had an abundance of exterior lights. We finished up most of the interior touch-ups and only had a few little punch list items left. I made a short video of some of my favorite things on this project. 10 features I really like about this ADU that we just built here. The first item is this built-in microwave made by Sharp that is flush mount, no handle. Push the top for the display to come out. The microwave itself is on drawer glides. Second item are these Legrand under cabinet wire molds. That eliminates the need to put in outlets in the backsplash and keeps that real nice and clean. The third item are these drawers by IKEA, handleless drawers. You open them up, light turns on, you can see everything inside. The fourth item are these Never Slam soft close pocket doors that work both ways. You can pull this door hard and it will not slam into the jamb. Fifth item are these 8-foot tall doors made by TM Cobb. The obscured glass panels are a real nice touch. You cannot see through them. The sixth item is a soft close barn door harbor. The seventh item is this really cool in-wall bidet toilet by Toto. Whisper quiet fans that turn on automatically as soon as you go into the bathroom. The real nice thing about those fans is you can hardly hear them. These are made by Panasonic. The ninth item are these vents by Buildmark. A nice upgrade from your standard vent. The 10th and final item are these rain chains. In a situation where a downspout is not an option, a rain chain can be really nice. The client will be landscaping and hardscaping next. Thank you for watching. See you on the next build.